Hello, everyone, and welcome back to This Is Real Life. I'm your host, Sheri, and today we are in the backyard because last summer we started working on this backyard, and then I took a big pause, and now I am back at it. I would like to have a completed backyard by the end of this summer. I know I started the worst time of year, the hottest time of year to get back in this backyard, but unfortunately, the sunroom makeover took me longer than I anticipated. So here we are in, 97 to 105 degree temperatures, and I'm outside trying to finish up this backyard. So first on the agenda, I want to build a little, dare I say, kitchen area next to the dining room area in the backyard. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I recently received a barbecue from my very dear friends, Lance and Mariana. I've had the barbecue just sitting over here, and the elements, the weather, the dirt, the leaves, the what have you, they're getting all over my brand new perfectly shiny silver barbecue. So I want to make something that provides it protection.
Protection?
And going off of kind of the overall theme in this backyard of like planter boxes, taking inspiration from the catio as far as the roof is concerned, I'm going to be using fence boards to create a little covered arbor, if you will. So the plan is I'm going to build 2 planter boxes. They're not going to be as giant and square as my original planter boxes. I'm going to make them more of a rectangle shape to take up a little bit less room. And in those planter boxes, I am going to mount 2 in each planter box, 4x4 posts that will allow me to create a roof over the top of my barbecue area. So I went and purchased all of my wood at the Home Depot yesterday. And today I want to spend a majority of the time cutting all of the pieces because it's going to be the same cut after the same cut. I need a bunch of pieces that are like 24, 26 inches long, a bunch of pieces that are about 12 inches long. So I'm just going to assembly line it out and get to cutting. And then once I have all the cuts made, I feel like it's going to be really easy to whip it together. So let's get started. I did bring all of the wood out here. The 4x4s were extremely wet. So I figured yesterday I had them out here kind of kiln drying them in the sun. But I've got my 4x4s, my fence boards for my roof, all of my 2x4s. These are 2x4s by 8 foot long. And then I bought this like press board for the base of my 2 planter boxes. So right now I'm going to lug all of my 2x4s over into my shady area where I've already got my chop saw set up so we can get to cutting. And surprise reveal, I got a new chop saw. Actually, Editor John got me this for my birthday. I'm super excited. It's one of those chop saws that has the function where it can come out and back so it can cut a wider piece of wood. I'm super excited. This is the first time I'm using it. So this is its maiden voyage, and we are going to create a super cute little kitchen area for my new barbecue. Yeah. Okay. So for each planter box, it's going to take me about 6 2x4s. I wanted to purchase 2x4s by 6s. That would have given me an exact amount of wood without any waste. But the Home Depot did not have 2x4 by 6. They only had 2x4 by 8. So I didn't want to redo my math and figure out how many 8-foot long boards I would have. So I am going to have some scrap pieces off of each 8-foot long 2x4 because according to my drawing, I want to make these planter boxes 26 long by 12 foot wide. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces, 26 inches long, 2 pieces, 12 inches long out of each one of my 8-foot boards. Whatever I have left over, I might use for brace pieces. Obviously, I'll put it in my scrap wood pile for future projects. But right now, I'm just going to assembly line cut 12 8-foot boards, and and I'm gonna get 2 26 pieces and 2 12-inch pieces out of each board. And that's gonna form the base of my planter box. Okay, so I just finished cutting all my Lincoln logs for my 2 rectangular planter boxes. They are not screwed or attached together. I just have them sitting on top of each other. I do have to cut the base, but that's for later. But right now, 2 planter boxes cut and ready to assemble. Good morning, everyone. It's kind of early. It's like 8:13 in the morning, but today the temperature says it's going to be 106. So I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done super early before the weather gets so unbelievably hot that I would die of a heat stroke if I was outside. So I came outside and I marked all my boards that I need to cut, because that was like at 7:30, and I thought, okay, 7:30 to start up, a miter saw might be a little bit obnoxious. I marked my boards. I got everything prepped. My plan this morning, I want to cut all my roof fence boards and I want to cut my cross beam boards. Basically, I want all my wood cut so that way I can just get my drill and my screws and start screwing everything together like a big giant puzzle. So that's my plan. I am taking my fence boards, I'm cutting 6 inches off the bottom, and then I'm cutting them directly in half. That will give me 3 feet long fence boards for my roof. Then I am going to cut my side rails for the top at 6 feet long, and then we can start. Well, I still need to cut my posts, but I want to measure like how tall I can go over there. I know I'm not going to keep them at the 8-foot length that they are now, but I probably will chop off like maybe 1.5 feet. We'll see. I don't want to cut too much off of those trees because honestly, I like the blockade from my neighbor's yard. So I already trimmed, and you can see there's like a gaping hole right there. I don't want to trim anymore. So that's the plan. I don't think anybody has their windows open, and it is 8:15, so I think we're okay to start chop sawing. Okay, so it's officially been 1 hour. I got all of my boards cut minus my 4x4 posts. I even built my base to my planter box, both of them. And now I am trying to figure out where I want the posts to be mounted, because I don't want to build the entire planter box and then have to try to mount the post on the inside. So I did buy these little mounting bracket judes, and my plan is I want to get these positioned and screwed in, so that will give me an easier time of putting the posts in, and then I could build the box around it. So for my cross beams, I bought 8-foot long boards. Well, I only need this covering to be 6 foot long. So I'm taking the 2 feet that I cut off of those 8-foot long boards, and I'm gonna make them the side supports up at the top to hold the roof. So I wanna make sure my posts in the bottom of this planter box are mounted outside edge to outside edge 2 feet apart, so that, imagine there's a post here and a post here. This will go right to the side at the very, very top. So I need to find the center, and I need to figure out where 2 feet is center here. So my bases are 28 inches long. So I want 24 outside edge of each of my posts. So I'm going to take and mark 2 inches in on this side, 2 inches in on this side. Then I'm going to find center, from here to here, put a big X there. And then I'm going to draw a 3.5-inch square. That will tell me where to put these dudes. And then I can screw these in. Then I could place my posts after I trim them. I think I'm going to make them 7 feet tall. I measured where the lowest branch is hanging, and it's over 7 feet. So I figure 7 feet's going to be fine. So what I need to do now is all those measurements so I can figure out on each one of these bases where the posts are going to go. And I really want them to match identically. So that might take me a minute. Considering I already messed up on my very first fence board that I cut, I I don't know, as a bonehead move. There's 2 boards that are about 6 inches shorter than the rest. I'm gonna put them on the end. We'll see if they fit. If not, I do have an extra fence board that I could cut, but I was really trying to not do that so I could take it back and save a few dollars, but we'll see. I have spare fence boards. I have 2 to be exact. So let me get these all measured and marked and get these screwed in. And then after that, depending, I'm getting eaten alive. Do you see these things right here? These are like citronella bracelets. I have 4. I have 2 here and 1 around each of my ankles, and I'm still getting bit to shit. So then I brought over my citronella candles and I have those lit, but between the mosquitoes and the heat, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be out here, but I'm gonna try to get a lot done in a short amount of time. Okay, I've got these all measured out, and I went ahead and I chopped off 1 foot from my 8-foot long post so that I could place it and make sure I have the proper spacing. I've marked where I want this to go, but I just want to make sure before I screw it down that I have them the right distance apart. So I think I'm going to screw this first one in, then butt this up against, centering it, and then I'll take this one, butt it up against, and screw the base down. I'm not going to screw into here yet, obviously, because this is just my test piece of wood. So my first order of business, getting these brackets square and on here. Okay, change of plan. So I just put this screw in and I was like, wait a minute, my boards for the rest of my planter box will be cattywampus because this and the screw are right where the board needs to sit. So I actually need to take these brackets and put them on this side like that. I didn't measure for that. I know I have my middle line here and I know I have my edge marked at 2. This isn't something I really want to eyeball because I need this one exactly in line with this one. I know what I could do. I'm going to take a level when I do this one over here and make sure that these are in the perfect spot. So what I'm going to do now, I know this is 3.5. So I'm going to mark a little mark halfway at 3.5. So that's like 1 3/4. 1 3/4 is the center of this. So I'm going to take this center line and put it with this center line at my 2-inch mark. Make sure everything's square. Then I could put this here. Boom, boom, boom. And this one here. Yeah, that'll work. Good thinking, Sheri. All right, now I can finish. Okay, it is the next morning. I'm getting started about an hour later than I did yesterday, and it's already about 84 degrees out, but I had to start later because I came out here about an hour or so ago, and I was already getting bit by mosquitoes. So I went and got a mocha, zoomed over to the Rite Aid so I could get some official bug spray. So I'm bug sprayed up. Thankfully, this corner of the yard is completely in shade. It is still super hot out. I don't want to be out here, but we're going to finish this barbecue outdoor kitchen area. We're finishing it. Yesterday, I got my post mounted onto my bases of my planter boxes. Before I go any further, part of me is like, do I remove those stepping stones or do I just leave them? Because I know they're not level. Part of me wanted to remove them. Like I came out here gangbusters like, let's remove those stepping stones. And now that I'm out here looking at them, I'm like, I think they're fine where they are. Maybe I'll check them for level and then make the decision. If they are level, then I'm gonna go ahead and put up my upper cross beams for the roof and my side cross beams. Then I will build my planter boxes and then I'll put on the roof. But if it's not terribly level, then I'll remove the damn stones. Okay, that's done. So we're perfectly sturdy. We're as level as possible without actually removing any of the stepping stones. I'm definitely going to have to level the barbecue, but I want to carry out the stepping stones a little more so I have somewhere to stand when I'm barbecuing. But that will happen later. What I need to do next is go and get some wood glue and my air compressor so that I can start building the planter boxes. And then I can quickly put on the roof, then stain everything. And then the plan is while the stain is drying, I'm gonna run over to like whatever, the Lowe's most likely, or the Home Depot. And I'm gonna go get potting soil and I'm gonna get a couple more lantana to put in these planter boxes. Then the barbecue station is done. Okay, I'm already tired just from doing what little stuff I did and hauling the porta cable into the backyard. But it is now time for planter boxes. And if you watched my video where I built the planter boxes to hang my sunshades, I'm building these the same way. Only difference is these are rectangle, those were square. So I have my wood glue. I'm gonna wood glue the bottom, and how I set them up, I go first one, shove to the corner, second one over here like a so, and then the back one so, and then the next row, I'll start with this one not shoved in this corner, but this corner, so that I have this cute little like Lincoln log stacked situation. I'm gonna wood glue top and bottom and then nail gun them in just so the wood glue can dry. I am using Titebond 2, which is the water resistant interior exterior wood glue. Hashtag not sponsored by Titebond, but again, I should be.
Just pay me off.
Basically, I'm just gonna sit here, do this one, and then go over there and sit over there and do that one. And then we'll be done and ready for stain. Okay, plus side, planter boxes are done. Downside, it's almost noon, which means it's almost 100 degrees outside. I just went out to the garage and I know for certain I don't have enough stain. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the top stained so I can get the roof on. Then I will run over, grab some more stain. Do I wanna go out twice? I don't know, this heat is making me delirious. Part of me was like, go run over to my neighborhood, which is like a couple blocks away, store, get some more stain. Come home, stain, then go back out and go to like the Lowe's or the Home Depot and get my plants and soil and shit. I'll see how far the stain gets me. Then I'll make decisions when I'm even more hot and more delirious. We are, however, in the home stretch, and it's taking all of my might to not just go in the air-conditioned house right now. I'm drinking tons of water. I'm taking plenty of breaks. But man, this heat is wiping me out. I do want to hurry up and finish so I can go inside for real. Let's crank it up to 11 and get to staining. Okay, I've officially run out of stain. I was able to get the top and 2 sides of the planter boxes, but stain officially gone. Temperature officially 101 degrees. I just checked. I'm on my 4th 24-ounce glass of water. So now I think I'm gonna try to get the roof on. Then I can go run stain errands, plant errands, all that kind of errands, and be in my air-conditioned car in an air-conditioned store. That seems much better to me. So I'm gonna slap this roof on. I do want a 5-inch overhang to kind of mimic the overhang on the catio. So I took this fence board and I measured in and I drew a line. I'm gonna go ahead and line this line up with the front edge of the top beam. I'm gonna toss them all up without screwing them in so I can get them evenly spaced. I'll line everything up with this line here to give me my overhang, and then I'll screw them in. And then I'm gonna get out of this heat. Okay, even though the weather conditions weren't ideal, I was able to finish. Are you ready to see the final reveal? Here it comes. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. You know it's cute. I don't have to tell you. And look, right there, I put a little piece of wood so I could hang barbecue tools. Isn't that cute? And now it's fully protected from rain, bird poop, dirt, what have you. I'm growing my little lantanas in each of the planter boxes. I gotta say, it's pretty cool. So When all is said and done, I spent right around $250 to build this barbecue structure. I'm loosely calling it an outdoor kitchen. There's really nothing to it but a barbecue and an arbor, if you will. $250 and a weekend. Now, you could probably knock this out in a Saturday, weather permitting. I spent a weekend because it was too damn hot for me to be out here all day for one day. But I got it done with very minimal. You guys, I'm telling you, you can do this. I just had a friend over the other day and she was going on about how amazing I am. I mean, she's not wrong. However, I told her, you're just as amazing. I am no different than any of you. It just so happens that I just don't have a fear of trying things and seeing if they'll work out. Case in point, this barbecue arbor. I just thought, if I get a couple of posts, make some normal planter boxes, put a roof on it,
put a bird on it,
it should all work out. And it did. And honestly, yes, do I have a new amazing chop saw? I do. But if I didn't, I'd still be able to do this. I mean, you could do this if you had a jigsaw. Honestly, if you wanted to, you could do it with a handsaw. It would take you forever, but you could still do it. Some sort of a saw and some sort of a way to screw in some screws, you can do this. All you need to do is start by taking measurements and jotting them down on a piece of paper and drawing little rectangles of what you want to achieve. And there you have it. Go over to your local wood supply store, bring all that wood home, and you can have this in a weekend. I promise you, you can do it. So there you have it, and there it is. Let the barbecue festivities begin. So if you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring that notification bell so that you are alerted to all of the DIY Wednesday videos I push out, which is every other Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thanks for hanging out.